Rabbi Shimon, he started actually at MUHC to spread the love and the care for the patients, not depend on any nationality or any religions. He was spread it to everyone there. Whoever we see in our way, he used to give them small gifts for any occasion. And now he's very famous there. The minute they see him, they put smile on their face.
My name is Samuel Amsalem. I've been volunteering at Chabad Care for 2 years almost. I'm in Marinopolis College.
We meet up at the Chabad Care kitchen where for every holiday and Shabbat we make boxes for people that are at the hospital who are going to be spending their Shabbat there. So we make a box of everything they would need to do all the prayers, Gefen, Motzi. For Passover, we made an entire seder in a box to make sure that every Jew in the hospital has the opportunity to do a full Passover seder.
For my family, a big part of Shabbat is preparing the meal and then coming together and having a nice table. Us being able to prepare that for them really helps a lot.
To go back to their roots with being able to be with their families and have these Shabbat meals in a time where they can't necessarily prepare them themselves.
And no matter where you are, what hospital you're in, we're going to try and take care of you.
My name is Amanda. I got introduced to Chabad Care when my son was at the hospital at the Children's. He was admitted at 4 days old, and I was there alone. I was really there alone. My husband was at home with our older toddler who needed him and was only 21 months, so he didn't really understand what was going on. And I was really alone at the hospital with my 4-day-old, scared. Didn't know what was going to happen, didn't have much support. And my girlfriend reached out to me and said, hey, can I give your name and number to the rabbi at Chabad Care? He'll come bring you food, he'll come say a prayer, he'll just come say hi. And I said, sure, because I'm sitting there all day alone, pretty much, waiting to speak to doctors, waiting to speak to nurses, waiting for test results. There was no visitors really at the time because it was still kind of the height of COVID. And the rabbi would come and he would ask, how's the baby? And I'm going to pray for the baby. But he would ask, how are you? And when you're in the hospital and your baby's in the hospital, everyone is focused on the baby and you're focused on the baby. And when someone asks how you are, you're like, wow, I'm out of everyone. The baby, thank God, will not remember this. My husband doesn't have to deal with this because he's at home dealing with his own challenges. I'm terrible. Thank you for asking. I am not doing well. But having Chabad come every week, say a prayer, bring me food, bring me comfort, was so helpful. It's hard to put into words the impact that it had. And it was kind of a way of how I counted the weeks, because every week, every Friday, the rabbi would come and I was kind of like, okay, I made it through another week. I made it through another week. I have my Shabbat meal. I light the candles, which is a practice I still actually try to continue now, even when I've been home with my baby. Thank God everything's fine for over a year. And it just brought me a lot of peace and it brought me a lot of comfort. I wish this center was open when my son was in the hospital because there was nowhere to go. You feel like you're in kind of like a hamster wheel. You don't really want to leave the hospital in case the doctor calls you and they're doing rounds and you don't know when they're coming, so you don't really want to be too far. You kind of want to get a break and breathe different kind of air. And I think it's amazing that the parents and the family members will be able to just come across the street, be with people who are loving, understanding, there for them. I think it's such a good resource and I'm so happy that this center is up and running now here.
No matter where you are, you'll always be taken care of. Whatever you need for Shabbat, the holidays, you need a lunch one day, you need someone to see, you want some company. Chabad Care provides all these needs.
Seniors and patients are really the people that need our help the most, and when we bake for them and prepare meals for them, and specifically holiday meals, it allows them to stay connected to the community and to normal everyday life.
Going with Anna L to the residents and having an art activity. It was enjoyable to paint with them, to see all of their different imaginations working together. And then we also got to speak with them, and we found out about their lives and their stories and their grandchildren. And it was a really beautiful experience.
The toy drive is a very big program that we work very hard on for a long period of time. It starts off by giving out pamphlets, gathering as many toys as possible, and then wrapping up these toys to make sure they look very nice for the children. And then the last step is bring them to the hospital.
It's very hard to imagine what they must be going through to be kids and spend your childhood in a hospital, but we try to make it less worse for them by giving them toys that might bring them a bit of joy.
After I left Jewish school, I thought I wouldn't be able to connect with the community as much as I did. And I think that it's really great that we have the Chabad right next to us at Marianopolis, because it gives us an opportunity to volunteer consistently and stay in touch with the community that we're a part of.
I agree with Anna L. There was a fear of being less in touch with the community and being able to come every week even just to see our friends or see other Jewish people and connect with the volunteer and offer that same spirit and community to others around us.
And I really didn't think that every Thursday at the same time for 2 years, I'd end up going, having lunch there, volunteering, helping, putting my tefillin. It allowed me to get even closer to my Judaism.
It was so long ago at this point, but you still remember sitting there feeling so alone, and then for the rabbi to come and bring you food and bring you a meal. The full 3-course thing with with dessert, with soup, it was just like, I felt like okay, like I could take 5 minutes for myself, I could eat, and then I could go back and be better for my son.
Thank you so much for whatever you do with this Chabad Care. You really, really not only spread the love and joy at the hospital, also you open it to the family, and that's really very much appreciated.
When you're in such a dark experience, that it stands out and it stays with you.